Okay, well, welcome to the pavilion and complex topology. What we have here is a group of artists and students. They're from a mixture of the Central St Martin's College in London and the Tokyo University of Arts. Why have they come to Folkestone? Well, of course, it's a fantastic triennial at the moment, but Folkestone is also a famous harbour town for 50 years that's greeted international people from around the world onto these shores. So for a group of international students and artists to be here, I think it's quite fitting. So I'll talk you through all of the pieces one by one, and we'll start with this colourful piece on the top. It's flapping nicely in the wind at the moment. The weather is going down, but that's not a problem at the moment. It's made up of hundreds of plastic fish. Colourful plastic fish. Now, why is that? Well, because the artist, she's called Monica, she's from the Philippines, and in the Philippines and several countries across Asia, the fish is a symbol of good luck. So it's a message of good luck to people at boats. Also, the rainbow colours are the colours of the logo of the the Philippines equivalent of our national lottery. So they're wishing not just good luck, but good fortune as well. So, you can come forward to the pavilion now. Our next piece, these hanging drapes. Big drapes as they are at the moment. In Japan, these are known as noren. You'll see these hanging at the entrances to many Japanese restaurants. We've got this one at the entrance to the pavilion and another one at the exit. The story behind this is a collaboration of two artists called Pang and Jong-un. And they used to, well, up until the beginning of this year, in fact, work for a very famous, in Japan, a very famous maker of noren called Yoji Oramoto. Unfortunately, at the beginning of the year, Oramoto passed away, and these two students were left with this material making these noren, which will go on to be the entrance exit to Oramoto granddaughter's restaurant in Tokyo. But they've been donated to come here to this pavilion for this show now. And also there's another part to this where smaller versions of these noren are going to be donated to restaurants in Folkestone for them to use as their entrances and exits if they have to. And also the names of the restaurants for the duration of this project will be translated into Japanese. So that's a little exchange between this project and the town itself. So we come through the noren into the pavilion itself. Normally at this time I'll ask people to line the edges of the wall, but we just have to take this one. So here we have Andres Cacho, originally from Mexico. He's here again, similar to the noren, it comes in two parts. If you just turn around, you'll see one of the uprights there of the pavilion is different to the rest of them. Andres also works at Folkestone Shed, where he teaches ex-service men and women carpentry skills. So that piece of wood comes from Folkestone Shed, but it's also put up in the style that you'd see used in Japan. So here he is, he's making chopsticks right in front of you. Why, you may ask, is a man from just outside Mexico City making chopsticks? It's actually a dedication to his father, whose nickname was Chopsticks. After a boating accident some years ago, he actually had two legs, two wooden legs. So the nice nickname of Chopsticks. So that's a dedication to his father. I don't know if anyone's seen chopsticks made before. Have you seen chopsticks now? Well, let's just take a moment to see that happen. At the end of this project, you can actually come up and get yourself a pair of chopsticks made by Cacho. And you see there's a little inscription on there, that's a blessing that you'll get on each of your chopsticks. So this next piece here, which at the moment is it's a hanging installation piece, but it will also be at periods throughout the pavilion's being here. It will be a promenade piece. It's by artist Fabio D'Artizio, and it's based on the religious ritual of Kanto from Japan. So he will be in this like a dace, and he'll be paraded around. Now the purpose of this is Kanto is a religion in Japan which celebrates and prays for harvest and climate. So what I ask people to do at this point is join in a prayer for harvest and climate of Folkestone. And the way they do that in Japan is they clap, hold the hands together, close the eyes and inwardly say a prayer. So all together. Close your eyes and inwardly say a prayer for harvest. next piece in this area over here, it ties in nicely with the religious element. It's a piece by an artist called Mizuki, and it focuses on a religion called Shinto from Japan. In Shinto, they believe that every object, everything, has its own god. So here we have representing God of bottles. Now, why is that? Well, because we're by the sea and we have a tradition, saying a thing that we do sometimes. We put a message in a bottle, we send it out to sea and see where it goes. In Shinto, if you put a message in a bottle, it communicates with the god of bottles. You can have a god of anything, god of potatoes, god of microwaves, televisions, telephones. Every god has existed for centuries. And what we ask you to do, there are bits of paper around at the moment, I think it's been put away from the breeze, but there are pencils there. At the end of the tour, you can come back, write a wish, pop it in a bottle. Up to 3 words per wish, any more than that, and it becomes a bad luck. In this, there's normally a piece along here, which I've just passed it by again, I think it's been put away for the breeze, but there is a piece here which is by Mabushi, and Mabushi he's come to Folkestone from Japan, and he's met up with lots of Folkestone fishermen, the trawlers, and he's spoken to them, because Mabushi's grandmother is 11th generation seagull. Now, what is a seagull? Seagull is a woman in Japan who dives for pearls, which is quite extraordinary in itself, but it's more extraordinary in Japan because seagulls are so revered for centuries now, fading slightly now because of technology and climate change. But seagulls were always so well paid. They were such high earners that in Japan they were always the main breadwinner of the family. And in Japan, in their culture, with who is the main breadwinner, it's quite rare. So seagulls are really quite something. So his grandmother is an 11th generation seagull. His piece ties up how he sees the Folkestone fishermen. He sees those as the UK's version of seagulls. That's what his piece is about. So now through here we have Liu Wei. She's a Chinese artist, and her piece is all about China itself, China where she comes from. So she's here dressed up as a chicken. Why is she dressed as a chicken? Because Chinese people see the shape of their country, if you look at it on a map, they see it as shaped as a 2-headed chicken. Now unfortunately part of the costume was affected by the weather last night, and some of it has gone walkabout without anyone in it. So normally it is a 2-headed chicken. At the moment Lalu is wearing the remaining part of the costume.
Another head was disappeared.
And the other head's gone as well.
Maybe fly away?
It's maybe flown away. Chicken heads are famous for doing that.
Don't like it?
It does, maybe it got cold. Maybe it's in a hutch somewhere.
Yeah. When you find it, I found out.
We'll all have a look for it. We'll put up posters.
Yeah, but I can't find it.
We'll put it next to the missing cat ones. Have you seen my chicken head? So I'll talk through the costume, what remains of it. It's made up of some of the pieces of the wood that are left over from the making of the pavilion. And Laulu's wearing this not only to demonstrate the shape of China as Chinese people see it, but also because several years ago she worked for a fried chicken shop, and as I'm sure you see people around doing, wearing costumes, promoting the business out on the streets of China, wearing a costume fairly similar to this one, just maybe without a separate head. So there we go, that's showing the business that she's worked for, her past, as well as tying in. It's a promenade piece, sorry, I should say that as well. It's also a promenade piece where Laulu will walk around here showing people passing by. Oh, wonderful costume. Thank you, Laulu. Just before we make work outside, Chiaki, the next artist out there, you'll see working, she quite a troubled upbringing. She's quite a high-spirited young woman. Got quite a lot of trouble for her formative years in school. She was constantly in trouble. And one of the punishments she was given while she was at school was to clean the blackboard, which doesn't sound very much saying it now, but she was given it day after day after day after day after day for 3 years, which obviously takes its toll after some time, and now it's haunts her slightly in some way, cleaning the blackboard. So her piece represents that. So she's quite highly strung. If you do happen to catch her eye, just smile. Okay. doors represent 1 year that she had the punishment, and each stroke is representative of one cleaning of the board. The chalk that she's using here is from Folkestone. And after every hour of her performance, she removes a piece of clothing. No idea why. So this next piece over here, if you follow me down this way, this is a piece constantly growing, being made by the artist who's here at work here, Diana Lloyd. Now, her piece is constructed from her time spent in Folkestone. She's gone to all the nooks and crannies, all the different corners of Folkestone, and she's collected up materials, things she finds interesting, shapes that she's seen, and she's created sort of something that represents what she sees as being Folkestone. As I say, it's still being built now. Every time she goes out, she collects up something new and adds to it. Diana, can you tell us a little bit about this? Where are you from originally, Diana?
London.
She's from London, miles and miles away in London. So what's your overall thinking of what Folkestone is like? If you sum it up.
Oh, it's a great place. It's got antique shops in Santé. I've been visiting there.
So you've got pieces of that over here and on there as well.
Yeah, it's gentleman called Mr. Taylor. He makes and then proposing to go to children's hospital. And I wanted to have conversations with people in Folkestone and incorporate that in the work. So it's not about my work, it's about collecting conversations and objects in my
Had you been here before?
Just one time, very easy.
Well, I'm glad it's not smooth for now. That's fantastic, and you're already constantly building and adding to this.
Yes, I do too.
So keep going back and you'll see more and more of Diana's work. Lovely. So next piece down here. At the back there you'll see Russian artist Maria Fedorova, and this piece is a performance piece. It's a mixture of spoken word and song. You may well know that just down the road at the Grand, Agatha Christie wrote Murder on the Orient Express in the 1930s. So this piece marries up not only Agatha Christie's connection as the author to Folkestone, but Russian punk band in the 1980s called Agatha Christie. So this piece marries up Agatha Christie and makes Agatha Christie. So we've got a performance piece here that if you stick around after the tour, I'm sure you will be able to enjoy. Thank you, Maria. Next on the side of the pavilion is a piece by a Chinese artist called Sai Chou. Now, again, if you're knowledgeable about Folkestone, its history and happenings here, you'll know about the annual zombie walk, which is rather famous. I believe it's the biggest zombie walk in the country. Happens every year. In China, where Sai Chou comes from, they believe that if you have a symbol drawn on your head, then you can ward off the evil of the zombies. You protect yourself from the zombies. So the symbol that Sai Chou has chosen to involve in his piece is this QR code. Where a QR code, so you scan it on your mobile phone, it takes you to an app or a website. If you scan this one, it takes you to a site that on your phone you'll be able to see Folkestone as you are in front of it. It's like just a camera just showing it in front of you, but through the eyes of love. So he defeats the evil of zombies with that symbol which provides love. Which leads us very nicely onto the piece across the pathway, which is themed with love and peace. This is by Tiffany Howe, and she's got a collection of items, artifacts here from Tokyo.
This is an artist in here.
And with the bright, beautiful colours as well, it's meant to be a very welcoming piece that is all about welcoming and giving love and sharing the peace of different countries, different cultures, and bringing them together. And she finishes off this piece with a performance every day, performing her poetry. So it's not just visual, but it's also something to enjoy audibly as well. And finally, over here, the final piece, which is by Lexi and Yajing. Now at the moment, it's not complete, unfortunately, but let me just tell you a little bit about what it is doing here. This is a piece about belief, trust and faith. So I'm sure we've all been to museums, galleries, exhibitions, and there's always someone there that will show you around. They'll introduce each piece to you and tell you about what it is. So of course you believe that because there's no other information you have about what it is. So you go along with it and you believe everything you're told by that person. And why shouldn't you? So just let me complete the piece for you now. going back to tour guide. Sorry, David.
It'd be great though to do it like a bunch of videos. Again, have you seen that art installation like that? Well,
It's been over years. It's a new thing, it's an old thing.
relatively new. This is interesting. Officials, that's what rules. looking.